a high school dropout who couldn't afford college. By age 26, he's making $50 million a year. By 30, he's running the largest fraud operation on Wall Street, employing over 1,000 stockbrokers and partying like a rock star. $200 million stolen from 1,500 investors. This is Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. And here's exactly how a kid from Queens outsmarted everyone until the FBI brought it all crashing down. Jordan Belfort was born in 1962 in the Bronx to two accountant parents who pushed him relentlessly. He started selling Italian ices on the beach as a teenager. Door-to-door meat and seafood sales came next. By the time most people graduate college, Jordan had saved $5,000. In 1987, he used it to start a brokerage firm. He was 25 years old with no formal Wall Street training, but he had something more valuable. He could sell anything to anyone. The firm was called Stratton Oakmont. It operated out of Long Island, not Manhattan. Jordan recruited his friends, high school buddies, people he could control. They weren't trained stockbrokers. They were aggressive salesmen with phones and scripts, and Jordan taught them the pump and dump scheme that would make them all millionaires. Here's how it worked. Jordan and his insiders would secretly buy cheap penny stocks in small, worthless companies. These were over-the-counter stocks, too small for major exchanges. Then Jordan's army of brokers would cold call thousands of investors using high-pressure tactics. They'd pitch these stocks as the next big thing: inside information, guaranteed returns, once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. The script was calculated, relentless, effective. As investors poured money in, the stock price artificially inflated. Demand looked real. Other investors saw the price rising and jumped in. The pump was complete. Then Jordan and his insiders would dump their shares at the peak, making millions. The stock price collapsed. Investors were left holding worthless paper. Stratton Oakmont had already moved on to the next target. One of the most infamous examples was the Steve Madden IPO. Jordan took the shoe company public in 1993. He and his insiders bought shares before the public offering. His brokers then sold the IPO to clients, driving the price up. At its peak, Jordan dumped his shares. He made $23 million in less than 3 minutes. His clients lost everything when the price inevitably crashed. At its height, Stratton Oakmont employed over 1,000 brokers. They handled more than $1 billion in stock transactions. They were responsible for 35 IPOs. Jordan was making $50 million annually, and he was spending it on everything: mansions, yachts, helicopters, Lamborghinis, private jets. He threw parties with models, celebrities, and mountains of cocaine and quaaludes. His yacht, named after his second wife, sank off the coast of Sardinia because Jordan insisted on sailing in a storm. The Italian Navy had to rescue everyone, but the National Association of Securities Dealers was watching. Between 1989 and 1996, Stratton Oakmont was under near-constant investigation. In 1994, the SEC filed a civil suit. Stratton paid $2.5 million in fines, and Jordan was banned from running a brokerage. He sold his stake, but the damage was done. The FBI had been building a case for money laundering and securities fraud. Jordan tried hiding his profits in Swiss bank accounts. He had friends and family strap cash to their bodies and smuggle it overseas, but the investigation tightened. In 1998, Jordan was indicted for defrauding over 1,500 investors out of $200 million. He faced decades in prison, so he did what cornered criminals do. He cooperated. He wore a wire. He gave up his partners, including his best friend Danny Porish. In exchange, his 4-year sentence was reduced to 22 months. Jordan Belfort served his time at a minimum security prison in California. While inside, he met Tommy Chong, the comedian, who encouraged him to write his story. In 2007, Jordan published his memoir, The Wolf of Wall Street. Martin Scorsese turned it into a film in 2013, with Leonardo DiCaprio playing Jordan. The movie glamorized the excess. It barely mentioned the victims, and the victims are still suffering. Jordan was ordered to pay $110 million in restitution. As of 2018, he'd paid less than $13 million. Court documents show he repeatedly resisted paying. He claimed 95% of his business was legitimate. Federal prosecutors disagreed. They called Stratton Oakmont not a real Wall Street firm, either literally or figuratively. Today, Jordan Belfort lives in Los Angeles. He's reinvented himself as a motivational speaker, traveling the world teaching sales techniques. The irony is palpable. A man who defrauded thousands now charges people to learn his methods. He calls it ambition. Prosecutors called it greed. His victims call it ongoing theft. The story of Jordan Belfort proves something dark about success. Charisma can mask criminality, confidence can hide fraud, and sometimes the people society celebrates are the ones causing the most harm. A high school dropout outsmarted Wall Street regulators for nearly a decade. 1,500 people lost their life savings, and the man responsible became a celebrity. Share this video to understand how pump and dump schemes work. Hit subscribe for more Wall Street fraud investigations. Drop a comment if you've encountered high-pressure stock pitches. Stay skeptical, because when someone promises guaranteed returns with inside information, you're not being led into a secret. You're being set up to lose everything.